I got a lot of you asking me about this poster because I used it as a thumbnail in one of my previous videos, and people wanted to know what on earth is going on here. Now, this is actually a historical poster, and these existed before the invention of social media, and the government would commission them from an artist and then place them across town on various walls, various public buildings. It was kind of like the way people used to meme before memeing was invented. And as you can notice, they're actually very good, especially when I will explain to you what's in this poster. But you will see that zealots can meme. Because someone said, well, zealots can't meme. No, they can, and this is actually a very good one. So this is an anti-religious poster from the Soviet Union. And what it symbolizes is that the young girl, she wants to go to school. And as you can see, the school is very beautifully made. It's tall, it looks like a very strong and sturdy building. And on top of it, you have an airplane symbolizing science. So this is the future, this is where the progress is at. However, the grandmother doesn't want to allow the little girl to go to school, and instead, she wants the little girl to go to church. And as you can see, in contrast with the school building, the church is crooked, the crucifix is about to fall from it, symbolizing that this is the old ways, and you have a graveyard next to it as well, so it's a major antithesis with the school. And the school is also filled with color, it's red, it's bright, but the church is just gray with black. So it symbolizes something that you will see in a lot of leftist revolutions, that the child is more educated than the elderly. Because normally throughout human history in various cultures, you know that the elderly have wisdom. The elderly are the intelligent ones. Because the elderly have lived experience, they have managed to go through so many years, they have accumulated a lot of wisdom. So they know a lot of things, and because of the biological bonds with family, they care about their children a lot more than the government ever will. But when you have a left-leaning revolution, whether it is Mao or whether it is what you had in the USSR, the roles are inverted. Now the children are considered to be the enlightened ones. They're the ones that are smart, they're the ones that are educated. The parents, because they're conservatives, are dumb. They're stuck in the old ways. And they do not have the knowledge that only the state can provide. Through the schooling system, through universities, that is where the real knowledge is. And the state is the one that's compassionate. And the parents are the ones that are oppressive. They're holding people back. And by the way, this is also what happened in Nazi Germany. So it was the same idea that you need to allow kids to be free, and it was freedom from, including freedom from the parents. So you will notice that in many authoritarian regimes this is happening, but when it comes to left-leaning revolutions, it's almost always the case. The children are far smarter than the parents. Here you have another interesting one. This is not supposed to be a meme, it's just supposed to remind people on how to be proper communists. And you have the working class lad who is throwing away all of these religious items because he doesn't need them anymore. It's called in the garbage pit, and as you can see, he is throwing away the statue of Buddha, he's throwing away the cross, you have a Jewish symbol here, like everything gets to be thrown into the garbage because there's no more place for religion in a progressive utopia. And what's really funny about this, after they got rid of religion, people have no more morals in society. I mean, for example, being greedy. It's not illegal, but it's immoral. But you don't have religion to tell you that being greedy is a bad thing. So what did they do? Well, apparently they issued a book called The 12 Rules of the Builder of Communism, which replaced the 12 Commandments. So the communists went to the Christians and said, hey, I didn't do my homework. Can I have yours? And the Christians said, sure, just make sure you change it up a little bit so people don't notice you copied from me. Because as you can see, the first commandment is, I am the Lord thy God, do not have other gods before me. First, loyalty to communism and love of the socialist motherland and other socialist countries. It's kind of funny though, because the United States, they're very proud on the fact that, hey, we're so progressive that we're going to make an advertisement for the military where a girl has two mothers. And I just want to say that this is not progressive at all. All Russians had two mothers. The first mother was the one that gave them birth, and the second mother was Mother Russia. Now, this is another one which is fascinating. As you can see, Jesus is actually a puppet, and he is being held by the person behind the curtain. And notice the difference. The person behind the curtain is plump, which means that he is well off. This is what you will notice in a lot of these Soviet posters, is that the capitalist, the clergyman, they're really plump. Morbidly obese, actually, in order to symbolize their greed, their avarice, and how they're profiting off of the people who, in this situation, as you can see, this peasant is minuscule compared to the man behind the curtain, showing that he has no power by himself. And not only that, he is skin and bones, because people like him leech off his wealth. So the trap symbolizes a trap of the mind. He's trying to imprison the mind of the peasant in order to make him dependent on religion and take away his wealth. And as you can see, the feet of Jesus are also skeleton feet, showing the decay of religion, like it's something old, it's going away. And the entire concept of religion is man-made. So you get all of these communist themes being posted in just one picture. This one is incredibly ironic, given the Iron Curtain, which was meant to keep people in rather than keep people out. But this is yet another one of the anti-religious posters. So it's got nothing to do with the Iron Curtain. But what they're trying to say is that with the power of communism, people have evolved and they created a wall of reason around their society. And as you can see, like, their society is prospering. They're getting massive factories here. They're building stuff. All of the people here are using proper weapons for their time. I mean, they're very advanced for this time in human history. And meanwhile, you have all the people that were left outside, and these are the religious people. So they have absolutely no place into the communist utopia. And you can see one person bashing his head against the wall. They're desperate, trying their best in order to get into the communist utopia and poison the workers. But the workers are really high compared to these people. They barely hear their noise. They don't really care. They've already progressed into a new stage of human evolution. And as you can see, all religions are represented here. It's not just one. So you have Christianity. I think you have the Quran over here. You have a Muslim, an imam, right? So they weren't against one religion. They were against literally all religion. It was state-sponsored atheism. And religious people in the Soviet Union were heavily persecuted. At first, the church tried to work with the system because it had no choice. But in the end, they turned on all religious people. And they sent people to the gulag. They issued death sentences because religion at the time was carrying literacy. And they were the only people able to combat communist ideology by offering people a different perspective. And because of that, they weren't allowed to coexist. The idea of any authoritarian regime is to make absolutely sure that they control the mind of the people. And the way to control the mind of the people is to make sure that you are the only voice that is heard. That people do not have any alternative. They do not have any other place to get their information from. So they're going to have to listen to you. Which, ironically, is exactly the thing that they were complaining about religion. They were saying that all religions, and as you can see here, all of them are being represented, at least the major ones, are being controlled by human beings. So there is a man behind every religion. There is no God. There is no deity. Everything is man-made. And the purpose of religion is to be the opium of the masses, is to control people with ideologies. And at the time, you had the divine right of kings. So the reason the king was in power was because he was sent by the divine. So it would have been unthinkable to take the king down from his seat of power. I hope you like this video, and if I get a lot of views, if people share it around and I see that people are interested, maybe I'll make a part 2 and talk about different memes, well, actually propaganda posters. And I can show you some more communist ones with different themes. These ones were specifically targeting at religion, but there's others targeting capitalism, targeting the Nazis, targeting the United States. And yeah, if it becomes really successful, I can even show you some of these propaganda posters from the United States, especially during World War II or the Vietnam War. Many countries did this at the time. They would commission art and then use them as posters on city walls and in order to spread the message. It was very interesting. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.